This is Voice from the Darkness, Part 3. This is the final part. By Raquel Lyons, staff writer. And this is what it looks like. Because talking about suicide is important. More days I'm glad to have survived my suicidal crises. I may not completely or even partially consider myself a suicide attempt survivor because of the low doses of painkillers I ingested, but I acted on it. I followed through with suicide plans. And by mental health professional standards, that is serious. Sure, that's not what the OCD tells me, but the OCD also tells me to go kill myself, so really I shouldn't be listening to it anyway. I can say, though, that with certainty, that I hate it when people suggest my suicide attempts weren't that bad, or I wasn't really trying to kill myself, or it was a cry for help. Way to kick me when I'm down, bro. Way to kick me when I'm down. I hate it because it fuels the OCD, because in my brain it's confirmation that it was right all along. But I don't want to die to prove that point. And worse, no one wants me to go acting on that either. What they say is intended to make me think of the part of myself that wants to live and recover and be happy. But I interpret it as, oh, you weren't really serious, otherwise you'd be dead. And that sucks. When it came to my second suicide attempt, I immediately felt regret. I was filled to the brim with the thoughts, oh no, what did I do? What if I die? I don't want to die. That fear was palpable when I thought I might die, and I found out that the OCD, the depression, everything in my brain had lied to me. Suicide wasn't freedom. Suicide wasn't relief. Suicide was painful. Suicide was terrible. Suicide meant releasing pain onto others and taking away any chance of the future possibilities of life getting better. Suicide meant never seeing some cool rock formations in the future, not getting to smile again, to laugh, to listen to music, to just feel and be and breathe. Suicide was painful and sickening and meant ending my life just when I realized how much I had to live for. For 6 months I had been lied to, and I had believed those lies. And when I found this out, when I found the truth, I was beyond pissed off. I was also disappointed because now the one thing I had believed in so much wasn't true, and there was a loss in that. That loss has brought me back to the present moment. I haven't acted on thoughts regarding self-harm in general or suicidality in at least a month, although I've lapsed once in scratching myself. While I haven't acted on them, I have wanted to. Oh, how I have wanted to. But I don't, because in losing suicide as a fantasy, the reality of suicide has hit me square in the face. There was something that I told myself when I was suffering through my suicidal crises that I'll share with you now. Some people make it through their suicidality, and some people don't. We lose some people to suicide, and that sucks. They likely feel some inkling of what I feel right now, and that may have been the last thing they ever experienced. So am I going to be someone who makes it to the recovery, or someone who doesn't? For me, these were sobering words. They allowed me to see the reality of the situation. There was no foolery, just blatant fact. There are times today where I think to myself that my voice and my story matter more when I'm alive than when I'm gone. And likely with society as it is today, if I were to die by suicide, I can't imagine anyone would be told it was that, because suicide is just not spoken about, and that's bullshittery at its finest. It's at this point in the story where I allude to the fact that there isn't an ending, where I allude to the fact that I am an ongoing story, loose leaf pages by the way, and I thank you for reading and spending some time visiting this old noggin of mine. Expect OCD to take a swing on you on your way out and depression to yell at you some unfortunate words. Don't worry, they do that every time I have a guest over. And finally, if you are someone struggling with suicidality, I encourage you to choose to live another day. The future days may not always be rainbows and sunshine, yet they may be days worth sticking around for. Of course, the choice is up to you. Stay safe. That concludes Voice from the Darkness. I will say one last thing, that it's interesting that, as you can see, like, Voice in the Darkness was written back in, like, it was fully written back in, like, September or August 2016, and you can see how it changes, how things have changed over time regarding the other articles that are ongoing, like, the Inside a Psych Hospital kind of thing, and, like, the Got Suicidality article, and, like, how things that I was saying that were once true started becoming less true because of how time worked and new circumstances came up and things like that. So it's just kind of interesting, to me at least. So, yeah. Toodles.